A short one, just touching on censorship, why it's bad, why it should be abolished. Anyone who forces upon censorship onto anyone is a low-life scumbag. And this is just some examples on why. Both I'm going to show some visual stuff in video games, topics, that sort of stuff. Like, if you don't want to hear a particular subject, if you don't want to see a particular thing, for example, a simple example, if you don't want to see a naked breast, naked buttocks, a naked, some naked genitalia, or anything like that, or needles, drug use, well, you don't watch medical procedures, or you don't watch dirty movies, or you don't watch movies that have a rating of, R18 plus, it has nudity in it, or it has drug references. You obviously don't watch it, do you? Now, to put this stuff in your product, but then either blur it, pixel it, put black squares over it, whatever, just don't put it in there. Just don't put it in there. If you have to show it, but then cover it up, don't bother. So, first of all, let's talk about visually. I'm in Dreams right now. I'm just showing off some simple. I'm in Dreams because it's the only program I've got on the thing that can really show it off. I've got the three main techniques in here: blurring, putting black boxes on it, and the mosaic. All which should be banned, unless it's to serve a purpose. If, for example, you're making a movie and you see the killer's face, or you see something that you want to add the mystery to it, and then have it revealed, then it's a plausible. But if you're putting a blur because, oh my god, you can see Mazda in our movie and we're not sponsored by Mazda, it's like, oh, what the fuck? Oh, we're making a movie about a hospital and we're going to blur out the needles. We've made a game about sex and nudity and lust, succubus, and we're going to blur out nudity. They didn't blur it, they mosaiced it. But I digress. No, don't. Fuck off. So here I've got the blur on. And if I've got three numbers printed on the ground there. Now, if I say to you, from here, go to number 1, there's a number 1, 2, and 3 on the ground there. Go to number 1. Looking at that, you're going to go, okay, I'm going to come to here. But that's actually a 2. You can just make it out. But back here, because of the blur, you can't make out that's a 2. Those two look like 1s. And blacking it out, go to the 2. I can't see jack shit. Mosaic, go to the 2. He's supposed to fucking know. Withholding information, that's a bad thing. Regardless, it's a bad thing. Now, with forcefully withholding it, and then saying they need it, that's a scummy bad thing. And that's what censorship is. It's a forceful withholding of information that is required. And it's scummy. Now, it doesn't have to be a visual like let's cover up the nudity, or let's hide the drug use, or let's hide the violence, or whatever. It's like, it could be anything. It could be a news report. Video makers on YouTube when they censor themselves. Oh, someone's making a report about I haven't done videos because of beep. Well, you've censored it, So you could have said you haven't made videos because you had diarrhea. You could have said you haven't made videos because you died. You didn't make videos because you got sick. You didn't make videos because you got an STD. It could be anything. You're giving half the information and censoring the other half. Instead of just censoring it, just say the word. And people will say, oh, but what about the offensive words? Well, I'm sorry, like, I hate to burst your bubble. A word is only offensive if you make it offensive. A descriptive word is a descriptive word. It only becomes offensive if the person receiving that word or stating that word makes it offensive. So if I call someone something, the perfect example is when somebody calls an Australian person a skippy, a bogan, or midget. There are billions of other words. WOG, W-O-G, was a big one in Australia. Welcomed overseas guest. There was a whole show, Wogs Out of Work. It was one of the most popular shows in Australia for years. Apparently it's an offensive word now. Gollywog. Oh my god. A doll that's got the word wog in it. Oh, I'm offended. What? No, how are you offended? Now you have to call it a scallywag? Well, I'm offended by scallywag. Calling COVID the coof. I'm offended by the word coof. Calling an Australian person skippy. I'm offended by that. I'm not. I am never offended. I am disappointed in people using dumb shit for dumb reasons. Yeah. Jump on GTA, Grand Theft Auto 5. The online segment. All the 7-year-olds playing an R18 plus game. You kill them, so they get their brother's computer and threaten to DDoS you. Say that you have cancer, they hope your family dies of cancer. That's all okay. But God forbid someone calls someone what they actually are. I'm a white guy. So if someone calls me a skip, am I supposed to be offended? It's like, that's what I am. I'm an Australian. Technically, I'm not a skippy because Skippy was a kangaroo. But them trying to offend me by calling me an Australian, it's like, dude, yeah, I'm Australian. Oh, you're a heterosexual, man. Oh, what a hetero. It's like, yeah, I am. Oh my god, what a male. Yeah. If you're a person of short stature, which is what you've got to call them now, a midget, or dwarf, God forbid someone calls a dwarf, they have dwarvism. They are a dwarf. The ones that they call the hard R, or the R word, retard. If you have retardation, that's what you are. The word spastic, it's spastication. It's a descriptive word. It only becomes offensive if you use it in an offensive way. If it's used to put down or discriminate against a person because of it, then yes. But if I'm calling that person what they are, because that's what they are, how is it offensive? So why should it be censored? If you turn on the news and, for example, we'll say some coloured person has murdered some people, and the news comes on, they can't say the word coloured because that's offensive, and just say it was a male. You can't say male because that's offensive. So a beep and beep beeped 30 people. How are you supposed to make heads or tails of that? Oh, don't go to insert an area. Don't go to this area because this beep might beep you. Is that meant to keep me away because it's some particular type of person might do something bad to me? Or is that I don't know, maybe a hot clown might give me a BJ? Because some people might want that. Censoring crap because a uneducated moron gets offended by a word, especially a descriptive word, is beyond stupid. Like, I cannot emphasize how backwards it is. Now, I can understand in certain areas of certain places that a lot of people dislike certain words. And I'm respectful enough that if you don't want to be called a particular thing, what do they call themselves now? Because if I call them a she-male, that's offensive. If I call them a futanari, that's an anime term. If I call them, do I call them a trans? Because isn't that offensive now? I don't know. But if I go to that particular person, just say they are a male. They have a penis, so they're a male. But they would rather be a female. And just say they're in the process of, feminizing themselves. And they would rather me call them with the, I can't even believe I'm saying this, pronoun of she. Out of respect, I will say she would like to be seated, or she would like to go to this spot, or would she like this? I don't necessarily have to like the fact that they're doing what they're doing, or whatever. That's their business. But respectfully, if I had to call them something and they would be preferred to call whatever it is, I will call them that. Unless, of course, they're an arsehole, then I'll call them an arsehole. Again, descriptive word. So, this whole politically correct bullshit that is going on, and it's all to do with this crap. The game Succubus. 90% of the game is this. The game says you have to go to the number 2 on the ground. Now, looking at that, I would assume, actually that you can almost see it's a 1, 2, and 3. I would go, okay, well, 1 would be on the left, 3 would be on the right, because you read from left to right in most countries, in brackets. So that would be a 1, and it says you've got to go to 2, so it would go to the middle one, right? But no, that's 1. So for a video game to turn around, we're not going to show you any nudity in a video game that is about lust because of political incorrectness. But they call it political correctness. Same with not calling someone something that they are because of political incorrectness. Again, they call it political correctness, but you look up the definition of being politically correct. Forcing someone to call someone something that they are not, that is being politically incorrect. If you were born with, I don't want to beat on this one, but if you were born with a penis and you still have that penis, that makes you a male. XY, XX. Scientifically. By the doctors looking at your genes, you are that. Now, saying you have to call that person something that says it isn't that countering what you're trying to do? Same with putting, let's make a YouTube video and let's put a naked person in it to get the clicks, but we'll censor it. It's like, here's an idea. Don't put the naked person in there. Is it needed? No. Well, then don't put it in there. Why put it in there then censor it? If the information is needed, then it should be in there. If it's not needed, then it's an optional thing. Right? If it's needed, don't censor it. If it's not needed and you want to censor it, then why put it in there? It's with anything. People are going to say, but calling someone a she or a he, that's not censorship. Well, yeah, it is. Calling someone straight, homosexual. Apparently that's an offensive word. That's what they are. Oh, but they're gay. Gay is happy. And you can't change the dictionary just because a particular type of person wants to be called that. Because if that's the case, I'm going to pick a word that everyone likes using, and I'm going to call myself that. I'm all for the respect of the human race. I'm all for the respect and the decency of showing people respect that they deserve. Keyword, deserve. So any human being on the planet Earth, if they would rather be called something, and they are a decent person, not an asshole, again, I have no qualms in calling them by that. But to say I have to call that person that, or I'm being offensive, it's fuck off. It's not offensive to call someone what they are. It's not offensive to show information that is needed. Offensive is an intent. It is not the information. It is the intent. It's the same with racism. Same with sexism. All the isms. It's on the intent. A descriptive word is a descriptive word until the intent of that descriptive word becomes malicious. And it doesn't just go for words, pictures, sentiments. Everything is all under that censorship. It's one thing to say to someone, oh, you're a dumbass, if they're not. But if they are a dumbass, they do something stupid, you can call them a dumbass. That's not offensive. That's what they are. They're a dumbass. All those back in the age of jackass. All those people throwing themselves off roofs into garbage bins and hurting themselves. You're a dumbass. You do dumbass stuff, you get called a dumbass. It's that simple. So I just sort of put this video out here for that. Now, by all means, keeping it civil. Do you agree or disagree? Now, obviously, hateful stuff, that is when it starts getting to malicious, and it's like, then it can become offensive. But I'm sorry, like, if I'm making a video game and I want to put nudity in it, and the game, again, I'll go straight back to Cyberpunk, perfect. those fucking criminals. Cyberpunk. Oh, we're gonna make a game. The game's premise is it's about a dystopian future where the human body is your canvas. It's like it will not be censored in any way. That was their words. And yet you're forced to wear this bullshit purple underwear, which they spent extra time plonking in there after it was supposed to have been released. So they actively done more work to cover up the game that we bought. Perfect example of disgusting criminal censorship. Nothing gets done to them. But God forbid I call a trans person that has a penis a him or a he, I cop the flack like you wouldn't believe. Oh my god, so offensive. You're hating on that. How am I hating on him? To me, he's the same as me, and I'm a him, so I'm calling him him. If he'd then turn around, I'd rather be called a her. Okay, you were nice and polite about it. She would like to do this, or she was here first. Instead of going, oh my god, he's sexist, or oh my god, he's whatever term they use nowadays. No, just turn around. No, I would rather be identified as this. Thank you. It's okay. And I will do that. But I'm not a mind reader. When someone with a penis is there and I'm to determine what they are, I have a penis, I'm a him, so I would then call that person with a penis a him as well. Just like you see another human, oh, that's a human. Or if you see a dog and two dogs, you don't call one dog a dog and another dog a hippopotamus, because it's not a hippopotamus, it's a dog. It's the same thing. Now people are going to say, oh, but these are completely different topics. One's talking about gender identification, the other one's talking about censorship. No, it's all a censorship. It's all a censorship. It's all the same crap. People forcing stuff, or forcing you not to do certain stuff, it's censorship. And it should be stopped. Banned. Outlawed. Criminalized. If, as I said at the beginning, you're making a documentary about boobs, breast cancer, you're making a documentary how to check for breast cancer. If they put the video up and it's just a blurry, if it's that, oh, you need to move your hand like this, you need to touch this area and this area. How are you supposed to determine jack shit out of that? If that information is not required, so if it's on the local news going, oh, please check yourself for breast cancer, but they don't talk about how to do it, then there's no need to show a breast, is there? So don't show it. If you were then going to show how to check for it, then you got to show it. And so don't cover it up, because then what's the point in showing it? We don't know what you're on about. And it goes for everything. A descriptive word, again, is a descriptive word. But if the descriptive word is censored, how are you supposed to know? If an image is supposed to show you something, but that image is censored, how are you supposed to know what the image is supposed to be portraying? That's where the intent comes in. Like, can anyone who doesn't play Dreams tell me what's going on here? No? No, because it's censored. If I uncensor it and do the same thing, oh, you can see exactly what happened. So if I say to someone, in dreams for example, if I come in here and go, let's censor it. Oh, when you're doing this with your puppet, just go like this and click here. Then do that, go up to this spot here and we'll choose this and do that and then do that. You're not going to know what I'm talking about. If it's uncensored, I'll say, come up to here, click on the puppet, do this. You'd know exactly what I'm talking about. And it goes for everything. Like, from the smallest thing, from music, songs. If there's this really nice song, la 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 la, whatever, however the song goes for, but it turns out it goes la la la, and there's just silence, and then comes back in la la, because they, I don't know, the word lull is now offensive. It's like, seriously? Medical procedures. Oh, this is what's good. You go to the hospital, you're going to have an operation done. So they show you a quick clip. This is the procedure we're going to do. And they show you a picture of a video of blur. How's that going to put your mind at ease? It's needed information that is getting removed. Again, news reports. Don't go to here because beep will beep you. That could mean anything. Don't go to the local McDonald's because the beep will make you beep. That could mean don't go to the local McDonald's because the local murderer will make you bleed, or it could mean don't go to McDonald's because the local clown will make you laugh. So this video is purely just put out there, hopefully to get the conversation going, because I'm at my wit's end with everything. Like, everything's going wrong, but this whole censorship bullshit is like, seriously. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. That's in the news again. Snow White isn't fair-skinned, and the dwarves aren't dwarves. But hang on, her skin was pale as snow, and the seven dwarves, and you know, the evil with the apple, and you know the story. But apparently there's no poisonous apple anymore because she's an independent woman and she's not as white as snow, and they're not dwarves. So what? Little Mermaid, little pale skinned, red haired friggin' chick is all of a sudden this whatever the fuck it was. Nothing against the actress that played the part, she might have been a nice person. That was not the Little Mermaid. Ninja Turtles. We can go on. People complain about Avatar. Oh, they're appropriating, taking. Shut up. If you don't like what the Avatar is, don't watch the Avatar. Don't say it's offensive. It's not offensive. I don't like the news when it comes on. It's offensive. No, the departing information that is required. Generally speaking, it's all bad news because that's what makes it popular, apparently. No cute bunnies surviving or anything like that. No. What happened to the hippie times? Love and peace. If every person just showed the respect to their fellow people, the world would be so much better. And it's not a hard thing to do. Simple things like when you're at the shopping centre, if you've got a trolley full of stuff and the person behind you has one item, a simple you can go first. Like, it might not sound like much, but that person that has the one item, it will make their day. They don't have to wait for you to scan 6 million items for them to scan their one item. That little thing is all it takes. If everybody done one of them a day, this would be so much better. But no, instead, a person of whatever alignment, whatever colour, whatever religion, whatever, gets offended because somebody says a descriptive word to them. Instead of getting offended, like, to say, I would prefer to be called this. Is that hard? If someone said to me, "Oi, Skip," I'll go, my name's this. And if they turn around and said, still calling me Skip, 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 then the intent is to be offensive. But if they turn around, okay, yeah, no worries, and then call me my name, it's like, that is the difference. So hopefully this video gets to some people and it touches a nerve and discussions start, even if it's just with the family and friends. Ideally, the whole world needs to have the discussion. The whole world needs a hand across the back of the head and get a smack. And dude, dudette, whatever. Oi, show some fucking respect, cunt. Yeah, so that's all the video was about. So I respectfully ask people to have a nice afternoon, nice morning, nice day, whenever you watch this. Try to at least show some respect to at least one person. And just see the difference that will make. Because I am sure as hell not going to get through to enough people to have this whole shit fight that's going on around the entire world of people being offended by a word. People being offended by a stance. Everyone's entitled to their own belief. Everyone's entitled to their own thoughts and decisions. It's when that turns into a hateful thing, that's when the problems arise, and that's where everything's going. Hate, 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 instead of the respect or the thinking of others first type thing. If you were in customer support, whatever, and you speak to someone on the phone or behind a counter, and they come up to you, looks like a female, you're going to call it a female. Looks like a male, you're going to call it a male. If it's a white person, you call them a white person. If it's a short person, you call them a short person. They're all descriptive words, and you're not meaning any offense by it. You're purely describing what you see. And for that person then chuck a hissy fit and declare war against a particular person or gender, race, whatever, because they were offended because you called them what they are, instead of just sitting and go, okay, they saw me as this, whatever. Excuse me, I would rather not be called that. Could you please call me this? If the person then turns around and continues to call what you'd rather not be called, then it's meant with ill intent. That is what makes things offensive. And that is why censorship is gotten out of hand and everything is getting ruined. Because one person had a hissy fit because somebody called them what they are, and instead of correcting it, they had the hissy fit and censorship. Boom, 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 boom. Big chain reaction, the butterfly effect. So I'm out of here. Stay safe. I'll catch you next time. Have the talk. See yous.